All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Tyson Fury, man, is going full-fledged prima donna. Frank Warren, in the same conversation, managed to put Tyson Fury, if what he's saying about Tyson Fury is true and he's not just playing games, Tyson Fury and his management team are the biggest prima donnas in boxing. Well, not quite as prima donna-ish as Canelo, but they're really trying hard to catch up. Let's talk about what Frank Warren had to say about the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight and the Deontay Wilder fight, the Tyson Fury potential fight with Dillian Whyte in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So a couple years ago, 2017, I think was the year that Anthony Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko to win the WBA championship, which gave him the IBF and the WBA championship. And at that point, Anthony Joshua became this big megastar. UK boxing is lit on fire, right? You get 100,000 people coming, 90, 80,000 people coming to stadiums to watch Anthony Joshua fight. And Anthony Joshua in the UK became, the biggest buzz in the heavyweight division in boxing. Fast forward to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury is now considered by many people to be the top heavyweight in the world after having beaten Deontay Wilder and after having Anthony Joshua gone through a series of fights with Andy Ruiz, where it kind of lost a little bit of his shine. Now, my take on watching Tyson Fury and how Tyson Fury's team has been behaving since that point in time is that Tyson Fury has gone 100% complete prima donna. And let me explain why that is, man, or what he said recently to make me believe that. Tyson Fury said, or Frank Warren said, two things. First, that Tyson Fury needs to fight this year because of Tyson Fury's mental health issues. The second thing that he said was that Tyson Fury is not going to be fighting Dillian Whyte because Tyson Fury has the ring belt and doesn't need the WBC. You're not going to tell Tyson Fury who he's going to fight WBC. In fact, what Dillian Whyte needs to do is, instead of trying to fight Anthony Joshua, he needs to fight Daniel Dubois. Now, who does that remind you of? Reminds me of Eddie Hearn. When Eddie Hearn, the week after Anthony Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko and he thought he was the king of the world. He said that Deontay Wilder needs to fight Dillian Whyte. So, Dillian Whyte has now been both the bodyguard and now being sent to fight somebody's bodyguard. It's the same scenario. Eddie Hearn is attempting to use Daniel Dubois to get rid of Dillian Whyte and then create another and then get Daniel Dubois in the heavyweight conversation so that he can have both Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury, right? And then have Daniel Dubois, and so you have, I guess his plan is that you have Daniel Dubois fight Dillian Whyte, right? And then Dillian Whyte, that's for the vacant WBC belt, right? Because if Tyson Fury is going to go fight Anthony Joshua and the WBC has an order for for the winner to fight Dillian Whyte, and I suspect that Frank Warren believes that Tyson Fury is going to be the winner of the fight, he has to expect that the WBC would strip him. So it's just a bunch of gamesmanship, right? But the idea that, Tyson Fury is too big for the belts, right? And then in his statement, Frank Warren talked about how he was the draw. He's the big money draw. Nah, man, that has not shown itself to be the case outside of a fight with Deontay Wilder. Haven't seen it, man. Haven't seen. have not seen the proof that Tyson Fury is some gigantic draw. Now, I don't doubt that if Tyson Fury was able to get past Deontay Wilder, that a fight with Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua was able to get past Kubrat Pulev, wouldn't be a big money fight. But just to be running around, changing stuff up, making exceptions for, treating Tyson Fury like but just to be running around, changing stuff up, making exceptions for, treating Tyson Fury like he's some kind of extra special thing. Right now, nah, that's more what you were hoping he can do. You know what I mean? That's what you're hoping he can do. If you give him all of this leeway, if you allow him to keep the WBC belt and not fight Dillian Whyte, or if you make excuses for the fact that he said what the other part, right? Which is that, and dude, you can't get any more prima donna than this. That Deontay Wilder's rematch clause shouldn't be upheld because of the mental health needs of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury just needs to fight this year. We're not comfortable that he can go. He might explode if he doesn't fight this year. He might go completely batty, get back on drugs, act if he doesn't fight this year. So we need to get rid of or overlook the fact that he agreed to fight Deontay Wilder in exchange for a fight. We need to oversee that because everybody needs to be so concerned about Tyson Fury's mental state. If Tyson Fury cannot sit around until January or February without fighting, without going nuts and tearing stuff up and getting on drugs and letting himself go, then he don't deserve to be champion. Period. If you can't go 6 months, right? Because this is 8, right? This is the 8th month of the year, right? There's 4 more months in the year. If you can't go another 4 months without going crazy, dude, as soon as you get retired from boxing, what are you gonna do? Right? So sorry, man. That's ridiculous, right? He needs to take the fight with Deontay Wilder because he agreed that he would give Deontay Wilder a rematch if he won. If he had not agreed on that and he was insistent that he will not give any rematches, then Deontay Wilder would have fought somebody else and Tyson Fury would be sitting in his basement not fighting anybody of significance anyway. So make the fight. But, it's just interesting to watch and to listen to Tyson Fury's team. Like, man, maybe if the pandemic, now let me put it this way. Now, what they're really trying to do ain't got anything to, because, Tyson Fury's team be lying. So it ain't about the mental health, okay? Because first of all, the dude ain't, man, come on. I got family members with mental health problems, dude. I've been depressed. I've experienced some of the stuff that he's talking about. Dog, look, man, there's a lot of people out there like that, man. All of this extra to-do stuff that he's doing about it, to me, seems like it's for attention, and it is to continue the excuse that he made for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs, right? And getting caught on cocaine, which was a violation of drug policy, and the nandrolone and all that crap. He's just whatever, man. He comes off phony. He comes off as phony as a $3 bill to me, based on what I see. But regardless, that has nothing to do with him meeting his obligation, and he shouldn't be able to get out of that because of it. But hey, man, it seems like certain Tyson Fury fans are going to agree with whatever he has to say, or the media is going to push and not really raise any issues with the things that he says, and it might slip through. You don't know. But anyway, Tyson Fury is just a trip, man. Ain't really appreciating this cat right now. Can't wait for boxing to get back going and to get that third fight done, and so we can see what will happen and keep it moving. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace. Ain't really appreciating this cat right now. Can't wait for boxing to get back going and to get that third fight done, and so we can see what will happen and keep it moving. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.